had this moment this morning where I was feeling some abandonment wound stuff come up. And I did this thing that I haven't done in over a year. And I sent a little prayer out to universe, higher self, current self. And I said, thank you for the protection, because I see it. I see the protection. I see the guidance. And even though there is resistance here, I am going to take this guidance because I know that it is in my best interest. And I felt it. It felt very powerful. I cried. There was a bit of release. And then, as healing has it, I went downstairs and I started reading. And then my mind was caught up in intrusive thinking. Because when we experience like a conflict or a heartbreak or a betrayal or abandonment, and we don't have the closure we feel we need, our mind can try to make sense of things. Things that really you can't always make sense of. And in this intrusive thought or telepathic message or whatever you want to call it, I was talking to my dad, and I told him that I didn't care anymore, that I didn't feel anything anymore. I don't care. I don't feel anything anymore. And that is a part of my own guarding, my guarding of my heart. And in that exact moment, I heard chirping. And I looked over in the window that I was sitting at. A baby bird landed on the chair on my porch. It was having a hard time navigating its growth journey. So in the moment in here that I completely became desensitized, and I decided I was going to be desensitized and shut off my heart and shut off my nurturing and my kindness and my empathy. The universe was like, you were saying, because my immediate response, as I always am with wildlife, was, I gotta help. I gotta save this beautiful creature, because that's what's in my soul. In the moment, I was reminded of exactly who I am. So I scooped up this baby bird, and it took very, very small baby step flights, and I stayed behind it because I know there are outdoor cats around here and I'm trying to protect it. And at one point, I scooped the baby up and I put it in a little cage with some water, and I made a little makeshift nest, and I have to figure out a way to take care of you. But then I heard the sounds of another bird that came nearby, guaranteed the mom. And something shifted in me, where I took the cage, I put it on the ground, I removed the cover, and I said, it's time to let go. Because my nurturing is a gift, it's not a curse. My empathy is a gift, it's not a curse. My having hope is a gift, not a curse. My seeing the potential and the good in people is a gift, it is not a curse. The only time it feels that way is when you have a hard time with boundaries and you don't know when to let go, and you make the growth of somebody else your responsibility. You make saving somebody else your responsibility. And all of those things inside of you begin to drain away. You have to know when to let go, because you can inspire and you can help guide, but you don't get to control the narrative of it. You don't get to make the decisions for other people. And if people tried to make you responsible for that, that also shows you where they're at, because nobody is responsible for another person's journey and for what they decide. Free will, am I right? So I said, I did enough. I took the top of this cage off, and the bird hopped on to the outside, started coming back right towards me, and then I saw this bird take the longest flight it did since I was trying to rescue it. The moment I let go, it took its longest flight. And this is not a coincidence that this happened right after I had these thoughts and feelings that told me I was going to shut my heart off permanently. This was a reminder to bring me back to who I am. And who I am has finally learned when to let go.